Welcome back, everyone. Remember, single file on the way into the safe space. Don't want anyone getting crushed on the way in. Nobody getting offended today, I hope. I doubt it. And yes, we're back. Finger paints are out, Play-Doh's out, soft play area is open. Safe space is here. Oh, yeah. I know, Fred. I know. I have missed the safe space as well, brother. I have. Busy day yesterday. We're back today. We're back in the saddle, as they tend to say. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Do people say that anymore? I suppose there's a heck of a lot of cyclists out there, so probably, yeah, they're back in the saddle, right? So, yeah, we're back. We've got lots of crazy stories to get into. We have got absolutely no structure to this whatsoever. Don't be expecting story number one to lead or open the way to a path that will eventually reveal some hidden truth, some eureka moment by the end of the stream. There'll be no eureka moment. I can't promise you that. But there'll be lots for us to ponder, lots for us to think about, and as always, lots for us to talk about. But it's not just me here. No. So far, I've got 57 special guests. Yes, indeed. And that's all of you out there in the chat room. Now, before I give some of you people, or try to give all of you people, but I know I missed some. It's not deliberate. It honestly is not deliberate. I tried to get to all of you along the way. But we are now at, unfortunately, we've gone down. Yes, we've gone down, folks. Let me just pull this over here. It's a bit small there. Our members. Now, I get it. People will come and go. We're getting close to Christmas. So some people will inevitably want to keep their money for other things, and that's cool. Please, folks, if for whatever reason, you know, you can't renew the membership or whatever, please don't think you have to stop coming to the stream. Please don't, because you're more than welcome here. The membership is an absolute bonus. It truly is, and you don't know how much it means to me, but at the same time, I just love all of you being here. I really, really do. But we need 8 new members, and I've set a realistic target this time. I think if we give ourselves to the 1st of December, yes, and seemingly somebody told me I can get a load of new members on Black Friday because it's cheaper then. What has happened at the side of the screen here? Oh my word, Streamlabs, what are you doing? Now let's just see if I can fix this, folks. Hang on a minute. What is going on here? Dang, unless you've got really good eyesight, I don't even think you can tell that's chat at the side of the screen, right? Hang on, folks. Amateur hour. I know. Here we go. It should get a bit bigger soon. There we go. How's that? I'll do it. There we go. So yes, we're back, folks. I hope you're all doing well out there. And before I go to the chat room, let me just tell everyone as well, it's Sunday. Usually we have the VIP lounge, which is a members-only chat, but open to view for everyone. This week, folks, we're going to have our very first ever members-only stream on Sunday. There'll be fun, there'll be games, there'll be music, there'll be laughs. But the reason I'm making it private is because there's also going to be a lot of personal news as well. And I think it's only fair that I share it with especially the members on the channel, because you are going that extra yard for me. Extra yard, extra miles for Kev Baker here, the channel. And I think it's the very least that you deserve out there to be kept in the loop on personal things. Because in the coming months, there is going to be changes. Nothing to worry about, nothing to fear, not going anywhere. But because you are the inner sanctum, as I sometimes joke, I think it's time for me to sit down with you all and catch you all up with what's going on with yours truly, IRL, yes, in real life. Not the kind of glossy version of KBS you get here. It's going to be a fly on the wall, warts and all. Just me and all of you on Sunday for the members only. You don't want to miss this one, folks. I really don't think you want to miss that one. So then. Yes, exactly, Jason. Your name's not down. You're not getting in. So yes, Sunday. And I will be making the time. You working Sunday, Anne? You working Sunday? What time then? 5. 5. I start stream 5, and then it'll be finished for you getting in. I am, man. I only, you know me, Anne. You know me. I don't spend longer than I predict when I'm streaming. So yeah, I predict it's going to be roughly 5 p.m. in the UK on Sunday, 1 p.m. Oh, sorry, midday on the East Coast, and that's 9 a.m. in the morning. I know it's a bit early. We might do it a little bit later, but yeah, it's going to be an important stream. I think if you're a member, you're really going to want to be there. There's going to be lots of good stuff as well. I'll find some interesting stuff that we can debate and ponder over. And this Sunday, all going well, fingers crossed, for the member-only stream. And we'll get back into everything in a moment, folks. Don't worry, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass here and try to pad out the stream. I've got plenty to get into. But what I hope to happen on Sunday, is that we will have a Skype line, a phone number for people to phone into the show. I hope I can integrate that. I've pretty much got it sussed. So by Sunday, we'll trial it on the member-only stream. If it works, then we'll probably take that into the safe space from then on in. Because I've been blown away by most of the calls. Okay, all of the calls. You've all absolutely been terrific in your own little way. And I think I enjoy it. And if I can read the audience correctly, I think you enjoy hearing from people in the chat as well. So, Cricket in the chat room, yes, giving me the orders. 9:30 better for Cricket. We'll see, Cricket, we'll see. You know what I'm like anyway? I say 5 o'clock, it'll probably be later in the day. But listen, let me get to the chat room. Let me get some tunes on. We'll get into the chat room. We'll give you great people out there a little shout out. Here we go. So we'll get some music on. Nothing too, hey. Not too hey. We've got Valley in there. Lisa, Rose, big shout out to the Cricket. Dead. How's it going, Dead? And remember to check out Dead GPK and his channel, because a lot of Sky stuff going on over there. Mandela's as well. Yes, indeed. And of course, my good friend, Jason, First World Problems, our up-and-coming #1 paranormal researcher in the UK. Yeah, I said it. You've got to put it out there for it to manifest, Jason. Believe it, brother. You're going to get there. Then we've got, scrolling on up, it's all the same faces. We've got Lich. How's it going, Lich? Great to see you. Legend Real. How you doing, brother? Oh, it's cold in Glasgow, right? Dang, dude. We've got Susie in there. Susie's lurking right now, by the way. A big shout out to my good friend Nancy as well, who may be watching, may be lurking. Had a great conversation with Nancy last night. It's a bit like the stream. When we have a conversation, me and Nancy, we just try and touch on a few things, but before we know it, we're there for 5 hours. Her husband's kicking about, her boy. I tell you, it's like time just goes away. And one of the stories today is going to really tie in with maybe people who have taken time away from the chat, people who have taken time away from the stream. And there's a story that fits with all of that we're going to get into. So a big shout out to Nancy. We've also got Brian in there. Brian, you always do make me smile. That was some amount of puffing you were doing when I was coming into the chat room today. Dude, you must be smashed. Absolutely smashed. We've got Queen Goddess in there. Scrolling on up. That should be a song. Definitely a song. Fred, how you doing, man? Let's see now. We've done Lisa. We've done Cricket. We've done Valley. Mr. Nighter, how you doing? I'm doing well today. I don't think I'm missing too many. We've got Jose Ramon Francis. I love that name. It's awesome. Mary, how are you doing, Mary? Great to see you. Trent T. Yes. Trent, your boy knows the score. He knows the score. 18-year-old and dances into the living room to the sound of the KBS stream, man. And people say my music's bad. People say my music's bad. I don't know. I like the sound of that. We've also got, let's see, Lothar, you can't stay long. Brother, I'm so sorry to hear what you were saying in the chat room about people that they're just out to rip others off. I know it happens every day, but when you see it happening and you hear people that you kind of know, I say kind of know you, Lothar. Let's go. Come on, let's be honest. I can't say I know you. You've been in the chat room, and I'm not one of these people. Oh, I know a great friend, somebody I met online a couple of times, but I know you, right? And I hate to know people getting bumped and ripped off. And somebody done that to Lothar's friend today. Scumbags. But the only good thing is, you know, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but scumbags always get their comeuppance. It always comes round. Karma takes a big chunk right out the ass. And the worse a person you are, the worse it's going to come after you. I know it's no consolation to your friend Lothar, but still, dude. Dang, dude. Where is Mammoth? She loves the dang dudes. We've got Mama Scheibel in there. Mama, so great to see you. Who else? Kev Baker Show. I'm in there. Excellent. Bella, one of our newer members. Good to see you, Bella. Michael Green. Great to see you. Jose again. Michael. King Sweet, my brother. What's going on, King Sweet? Have you moved on from the Queen to pastures new? Now listen, that's us caught up to the start there. Anyone that's come in late, I'll get back to the chat room. We'll come back there. Like I say, this is just going to be really unstructured. They don't link together, the stories. It's just like another crazy day in the Matrix. Or just another normal day in the safe space, right? Because that's basically the way it rolls here. So let's take a look at what I have got first up. Now, will you give me one little second? Make sure I don't pull up any of the links too early here. Here we go. Do that there, do that there. And before we get into any of the links, sticking with the chat room, D Nice coming in. How's it going, man? Great to see you. Driving and lurking. Oh, it's best to lurk when you're driving. Definitely, dude. It's safer for anyone. Jimbo coming in, good to see you. So yeah, before we get into the whole stories that I've got lined up today, I want to show you something now. Wait till I find this here. If I turn that off there, yes, right. Jonathan Fuller. Now, you know John, he's the guy that sends the masks. And we've taken a look at some of his masks before, right? Absolute belters. I know somebody's going to say, try one on. Kev, put one on. Not just now, because it's a bit warm in there. But if you think these are really good, wait till you see. Are you ready for it, folks? Wait till you see the Wear Bear. Yes, indeedy. Check that out. Like I say, that's Jonathan Fuller. You can find him at the John Fuller Project on Instagram. I hope he's in the chat room. We'll probably take a look at them again when he comes in later. But look at that. Check that crap out. Imagine somebody left that in the forest. Just the head and the neck and the no torso. Have you just seen those eyes? Holy shimoly. Would the brown worm stuff be running down your leg? I think it would be going projectile. I truly do. In fact, I think I might be able to outrun that because the amount of brown projectile that would be coming out of me, it would propel me out of the forest. It truly would. It wouldn't be pretty. I don't recommend it, but I think that's the way I would escape on it. Look at the eyes on that. Look at that. Damn, dude. Not dang, damn, dude. I think credit where credit's due, right? And when it comes to these kind of things, the modelling, the art of John, I tell you what, I watch lots of like B-movie horrors and zombies and a pile of crap I don't even tell you people about. But none of the effects or anything really come close to what John does. And I'm not just saying that. I said it before I had one of his masks. The first time I seen his art over on Facebook. Blown away. I honestly wish I could do something like that. That's talent, man. Just talent. Truly is. Even if you're not into like werebears or spooky Wookiees. I think that's a spooky Wookiee. Do you not think that looks like a shaven-faced, possessed Wookiee? Yes, indeed. Now, Trent, there's no need for that. There's no need for that. Terrible. But yeah, I like that, John. Thank you. And it made my day seem them today. That really did. I just think that's so cool. Dude, you should be like working for like Stephen King on some of these big producers that involved with the big movies or something. I'm not just saying that, man. What? The talent that is kicking about in the chat room. We've got that. We've got the paranormal researcher, Jason. We've got Lothar, an expert on everything Masonic. You people out there are absolutely tremendous. I'm telling you, keep it up, folks. Keep it up, because it might be crazy in the world out there, and we're going to see it's definitely crazy. But people like you, it's encouraging, right? When you know that there's others like us out there. I think that's encouraging. It might not change the world, but it gives me a slightly more optimistic look at it. And I get it. Last night on the show with Ben Emlyn Jones, it is anytime Ben comes on, I feel terrible because I am very negative when it comes to the politics. I am very pessimistic when it comes to the changes that we need being made, if that makes sense. But I can only be realistic. And I could sit there and I could tell you all that it's all going to be great. It's all going to come to an end. But I don't honestly feel that. And I wouldn't do that to you. I'm not going to pull the kind of wool over your eyes. Got excited there because I talked about wool. Highlanders and wool, it's a thing, right? We get excited. It's a sheep thing. I'm only joking. But yeah. And John says, I did the Hollywood thing. It sucks the soul right out of you. Doing my own thing, I get to still love what I do and what I want. Now that there is very, very wise indeed. We all know about Hollywood, and just shows you, it's that dark that even people at that end of the industry, they can feel it. Very, very telling indeed. And there he is. Armand, how you doing, man? You were a star the other day on the members only stream. Brilliant again, dude. I was talking to Scott about some of your story as well, and yeah, awesome. And Mannerus in there, good stuff. So let's get to the first story, shall we? And I'm not sure if there's going to be a main show later today. I really need to try and get some rest. Been a busy week, getting to more of that on the safe space on Sunday, but I think we'll do a really good safe space today, and hopefully get a nice early night, get some rest, and really double down. Back at it, 120% with Scotty Lopez tomorrow on the safe space. So first up, starting to feel all like Christmas out there, right? Isn't it? It's getting all kind of white. I was looking at places where it's snowing. I think Lisa, where she is, it's snowing up in New York. A lot of America, it's snowing. Over here, we've got snow in the hills. We've got the frost. It looks like a Christmas card. And we're getting in that mood, right? I'm almost tempted to get the Christmas tree out. I'm one of these freaks, and I am. I want to get the Christmas tree out. If I could, I would leave the Christmas tree up all year. I just think it's like a hot day, isn't it? There's something about Christmas, whether you're Christian, whatever your beliefs are. When you go out into the town or amongst people, people seem to be a bit more upbeat. They seem to be a bit more cheery, a bit more happy. Just like you get on a sunny day, it changes the mood instantly. If only we could be like that 365 days a year. And I know it's a bit ridiculous. Oh, geospatial sky, a new person in the chat room. Yes. And backstage boxing. I like that. What's going on? I've missed out. Oh, good one, brother. For that, I will drop some cones in the chat room for you. I definitely deserve some cones for that comment. Yes, Annabelle sneaking in there as well. So yeah, we're all getting in the mood for Christmas. Are we? Some places ain't. Especially New Hampshire. New Hampshire town removes a Christmas tree from its Christmas ceremony after 2 people complain about it. That's right, folks. A whole town must bend the knee and pander to the hurt feelings of 2 people. You know, say a Christmas tree is going to offend you to the point where you want to make a complaint to somebody. How's about you just don't bother looking at the tree? Nobody's forcing you to go and look at the Christmas tree. Nobody's forcing me to go into Glasgow city centre and look at the Christmas lights. which I will do. I like the lights. They're awfully pretty at Christmas. I know. You get the whole kind of winter market going on. You get your bratwursts and like German sausages everywhere and smell of, see, I'm getting in the mood already, right? And I think the lights went on in Glasgow the other night. But yeah, I don't think anyone in Glasgow would have the balls to complain about a Christmas tree. Oh, hell mend them if they did. So it says here, the town of Durham, New Hampshire, announced it was removing several Christmassy elements from its annual holiday celebrations because two people, yes, just two people complained about being offended. Yes, really, it says, according to CBS Boston, the town's annual tree lighting ceremony will undergo changes, quote, in an effort to remove religious overtones. Okay, then. Remove religious overtones from the Christmas celebration. Okay, cool. I get it. We need to be nice and inclusive, you know. Don't want to offend anyone else the two people who aren't really okay with this. Well, let's see how further it goes, though. How much more are this town, the people running Durham, how far are they willing to bow and to bend the knee to these two individuals? Well, they went further than just that because the event will now be renamed. The event will now be renamed. You ready for it? I'll blow this up a bit. The Frostfest. Yes, it's not a Christmas celebration anymore. No. The Christmas kind of, the Frostfest. It's all the decorations, all the happiness, all of the goodwill. It's all for Frostfest, folks, because, I mean, we all celebrate Frostfest at this time of year. Damn. While the formal tree lighting ceremony itself will be abolished, the Santa will not arrive in a town fire truck as he has in the past. No, surely not something called Father Christmas offending people. That couldn't happen in the world we live in. Surely they're not swapping out Santa for women, are they? Maybe not in this story. And folks, this is one of these ones that took the headline, so maybe it will. Christmas wreaths that were placed on lampposts on the main street will also be absent. You know, I think that's a good point. I'll tell you why I think that's a good point. I think that's really sensible because I know all of you will have lived through this moment as well. How many times at this time of year when you go out to do your Christmas shopping or maybe go out to meet friends for a drink, everything gets ruined. You've been there. I've been there. These people that just go crazy because there's like Christmas wreaths on posts. It happens all the time. I think this should have been done years ago. This has never happened. When have you ever seen anybody going mad and getting really offended to the point of getting violent because there's Christmas decorations up? I would say there isn't something wrong with the town there. I would hazard a guess that there might be something wrong with the people who are offended at absolutely fucking nothing. This is how ridiculous it's getting. And this story, it's a doozy, right? I mean, it truly is. It truly is a good example of Woketopia, of Woolandia, or Bizzarroland, or as, you know, we could go for the whole Stranger Things thing, upside down world. So it comes back to this, and it says, according to Town Councillor, well, I think you got that wrong, but it doesn't matter. I can't read, so it's okay. Sally Tobias, the charges were made after one person said that he has always had a problem with the Christmas tree. There were a couple of people that did express some concerns about how they felt being included. There were a couple of idiots that did express some concerns about how they felt being included. So they're concerned about being included, so they don't want to be included then. That's how that reads, right? A couple of people that did express some concerns about how they felt being included. So that to me sounds like, I know what they mean. It obviously means they're not included or it's not inclusive, but that sounds like they had a problem with the fact that People were trying to be nice and have a good time. So in other words, because two weak-minded idiots complained about being offended, the town voted to take Christmas out of its Christmas celebrations, undoubtedly angering the vast majority of the residents. To stop cultures and faiths from practicing publicly would be very un-American. I think that's the beauty of our country. Well, I always thought it was, said Rabbi Beryl Slavaticki, who was refused when he asked the town to display a menorah during the 8 days of Hanukkah last year. Because, you couldn't go offending people, right? There's going to be one person out there that's going to be real offended. See, if something offends you, don't bother with it. Don't bother people who aren't offended by it. Stay away. Stay home. Be lonely. Be hateful. Just don't spoil everyone else's fun. So you're talking about a town. I don't know the population of this town, but 2 people now. 2 people. Christmas is cancelled. And you just know that outrage mob, that programmed, mind-washed, senseless, brainless SJW idiots that just run on the fuel of likes and retweets from fellow SJW idiots, they're going to see this and they're going to be petitioning their towns as well. And I would absolutely put money on the fact that this is going to have a domino effect. Because, they'll see it happening in one town and then they'll want their minute of social media fame. They'll want all of their fellow idiots to go and retweet it. And you know what the worst of it is? The ones that shout about this, the ones that virtue signal to somebody who may be offended by it. I bet you each and every one of them opens Christmas presents on Christmas morning. I bet you each and every one of them attends a work party if they bother to get off their arse and work. I bet you every single one of them enjoys everything about Christmas. But, of course, you can't be seen to be that if you're the SJW in front of your outrage mob that you're a part of on social media, right? Hypocrites, idiots, brainless. And I, for one, am never going to change the way I live. I'm never going to stop celebrating the way I celebrate things because of idiots like that. Nor would I ever attempt to stop anyone else partying for whatever other reason they wanted. Get a bloody life. Honestly. Said this to somebody today. Maybe our attention, our focus is on the wrong place. And I hate to say this. I certainly don't include any of you out there. But is it really the elites that are our enemy? Is it really this faceless cabal that none of us can hardly name? Or is the bigger problem our peers? Those round about us, the people we pass every day, the have-nots that we go to work with, that we socialise with, but the ones that just haven't woke up yet and fall for all this crap. Now, are they a bigger problem than the ones putting this out there? Because I'm starting to think we're our own worst enemy. There's groups of people that will always fall for these agendas, and they're always going to be easily led and brainwashed. And yeah, sure, it's the elites that are running the show, but it's some of these people that are around us that are the actual problem. Because if only they would think for themselves, that's all we ask. Think for your bloody self. Don't be thinking, what's going to make me look popular on social media? What's trending right now? And in fact, you're even seeing, is it Instagram? I think it's Instagram. They're actually going to do away with the likes. You're not going to be able to see how many likes somebody's got. And that's because, get this, it's because they know that people out there, they're not being themselves. They're not using the platform to show things they truly like, things that they're into, things that make them unique and individual. No, they're going and they're looking to see what's popular. And if they see something that's had 10 times more likes or retweets than something else, they're going to go for that. Why? because they want to feel part of that crowd. They need that dopamine hit. They need to feel accepted by the fake mob. And nothing about what you see on their timelines and their profiles, nothing about them is real. Nothing's genuine. It's fake. At least what you see here is what you get, right? Warts and all. It bloody pisses me off. What's next? Are we just going to cancel Sundays? Because, like that's like deemed, I would say, the holy day for Christians. That must offend people. Do we cancel Fridays because of Friday prayers? Do we keep going? You see how ridiculous it is? It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We're just going to have to, I don't know where this ends. I don't know how far more we can drop. How more ridiculous things have to get. It is bizarre. And I'll come to the chat room soon. I'll see what you are saying about this this kind of story, Christmas being cancelled. But I would imagine, I'm not even a Christian per se. If you were to tick the boxes, I believe in God. Sure I do. Do I know every word of the Bible? No, I don't. Do I think I need to know the Bible to have a relationship with whatever I believe in? No, I don't. Do I care what any of you out there think about that? No, I don't. And do I care what any of you do for your religious practices? No, I don't. Just have at it. And let's just all come together and be adults and get along and not fall for these stupid tricks. Oh, the Muslims are coming to Europe. Oh, they're invading. Dearie me, man. This is like, they fell for this crap back during Crusades and all over history. They've done this crap to us. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to grow up? When are we going to make them think, hell, right now, I don't know if we're going to get away with some of this crap we've got away with in the past. And I'll tell you one thing that's going to help with this, one thing that's going to really kick off something changing. And I'm the biggest hypocrite of all here, but this is going to help change it. Well, I'll show you this. And this ties in with people who have maybe taken time away from the stream and we haven't seen them for a while, or we wonder what's going on. This is what's going on. There's a study and it says students that ditched their phones for a week, no surprise to me, they report feeling happier and more refreshed. I have a lot of better relationships now, somebody's saying. This is Paul Joseph Watson writing this, and it says students at a university in New York who took part in a test to go without their cell phones for a week reported that they felt refreshed, happier, more focused and relaxed. No-brainer. Participants at Adelphi University took part in the course in an effort to break the cycle of dependency and addiction. One student, Jacob Dannenberg, said he had to go to school to get through the week, writing things down physically and using an actual alarm clock. However, after the week ended, he reported a complete turnaround in his life. I'm having a lot of better relationships. It's a stress-free environment, no pressure about social media, said Dannenberg. And Adriana, that's hard to read that, Siglano, echoed the same sentiment, saying that without the phone, I think it's really refreshing and relaxing. I was able to fall asleep a lot earlier. Now, isn't that interesting? Between the blue light that you get from your screen on your mobile device to the frequencies that we can never see all around us, all of that affecting the brain. In 1 week, these students are seeing a difference. So it says she also said that the focus and concentration improved and that doing homework was 100% easier. I got it done faster and I was in the zone. Professor Dana Freltis questioned the damage smartphones were doing to young people's lives. The fact that no one can focus, that my students can't sleep, they feel bad about themselves because of social media, and the list goes on and on and on. Peer group pressure before social media is one of the craziest, most stressful things that all of us go through growing up. right? It's hard growing up. Can you imagine it now, though? 24/7? You know, dang. I honestly, no wonder people are turning out the way they are. Students came out of the experiment wanting to drastically cut their screen time and live more in the moment. My screen time is definitely going down and down. Going to go down, sorry. And I'm starting to appreciate my surroundings more because usually I'm looking at my screen all the time, Ashley Castellero said. And as we highlight in the video below, and we're not going to play that there because obviously Paul's very algorithm unfriendly, as is this website, obviously. The man that will not be named, or as I prefer to call him nowadays, AJ and on. So we'll take a little pause there. I'm going to come to the chat room. You can be typing about the Christmas trees. You can give me your thoughts on the mobile devices. And again, let me just emphasize, hypocrite. Raging hypocrite. Although last week, my screen time on my iPhone, it gives you a report every week, 3 hours, all in. 3 hours. Now, for me, it's a wee personal game you can play. If you've spent 20 hours on it, it doesn't matter. It's a personal thing, okay? Whatever your time is, and Anne's laughing. Because what are you laughing at, Anne? Could you want to check your screen time for me, Anne? You don't know how you do it, no? Lucky I can't work your Android, eh? Because I imagine Anne's probably up at about 100 hours. And I'm not even joking you. And listen, nothing wrong with it. We're all individuals. We're all doing our own thing. But let's play the game. Let's try and take it down incrementally every week. And I get it. Some of you are watching on a mobile right now. I'm not telling everyone ditch the mobile, but let's just try and take part in our own personal experiment. See if we can get to sleep earlier at night for ourselves. Not to virtue signal or to tell the world over on social media so they can all like and share it. Not that they would. Just for your own well-being. For your own mental state. And I've done it. I've taken time away from Facebook in particular, and you feel a lot better. Speaking to Nancy last night, who hasn't been here for a while. Again, same thing. Absolutely like night and day difference. But when you start to engage more in the real world again and unplug a little from the digital, it's still there. Everything's still on your phone when you go back to it. But just try it. For me. No, not for me. For you. Just try it for you. You don't have to tell anyone if it goes well. You don't have to tell anyone if it goes crap. Just try it. So then, let's... Upside down Christmas trees are weird. Yes, indeed, my friend. Yes, indeed. Dead. Love you, brother. Right, we're going to get some tunes. I'm going to have a little drink of my milk. Yes, no coffee today. Milk. Terrible. And then we'll get back to... Nancy! Nancy's probably thinking, I'm trying to lurk in the background here, Baker. Leave me alone. But no, today when I seen that story, I'm thinking, wow, there the universe can absolutely confirming a confirmation of a conversation. So yeah, I urge you all to try it. I'm going to still try and keep mine down again. I spend far too much time in front of the computer. I get that. But I need to. You can't. We can let me off with that because I bring you this fabulous safe space, right? So let me dive into the chat room. I'll play the tunes for 30 seconds. That lets the gap between what I'm saying here and the delay, it all catches up. And yeah, we'll get your thoughts on Christmas being banned. Oh, go figure. And do you think a lot of our problems may be solved if we could spend less time online and more time in the real world? I think so. Hey, ZX. I seen you sneaking in there. Tory C. Hod God. Hey, dude. Always better late than never. Great to see you, Hod. Half Q. Half Q? You know what I'm going to do right now, Half Q? While we're waiting for this to catch up, I'm going to send your Discord link on Twitter right now. Stand by, Half Q. Discord invite is in your inbox, Mr. Half Q. Yes, indeed. Okay, then let's get into this chat room. Let's see what's happening in the crazy chat room, shall we? Yes, indeed. So then I'll leave the music on quietly in the background, you know, get a little bit of atmosphere going. And I know people like that tune. Joe Joseph hates it. That's why I love it. Let's get into the chat room, folks. I'll scroll a little bit up. I won't go all the way. ZX has been here for 70 minutes. He was lurking. He got the first thumb. And remember, folks, please, 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 if you don't hate me, at least you can do is leave me a thumbs up, right? It's all I ask, honestly. And remember, don't forget this Sunday, members only stream. Oh, it's going to be, dang, it's going to be good. Not looking forward to it. It's going to be far too personal for my liking. But we're going there on Sunday, so I want all the members there. We've got Frank. Good to see you, Frank. Peter. Let's see what we get into here now. Let's turn this down a bit. Let's see then. So then, Var Don Guero. What's up with you, brother? Hope you're good. Tony, was it fake news about... Probably. Listen, when it comes to unnamed sources and White House insiders and oh, I can't tell you this person and that person, but like they're phoning up like really kind of obscure reporters at InfoWars, like Millie Weaver. No offense, Millie Weaver, but I really don't think there's some deep throat in the White House that's phoning you up to tell you that like Donald Trump's been poisoned. And as I've said to anyone that I've spoken to about this story, do you honestly think that bombastic maniac would be able to keep something like that to himself? The swamp creatures trying to take him out? You think he's... And if he did miss an opportunity like that, and he is sitting on it, and he's not saying it, is he really the genuine guy that most Trumpsters are? Hey, I've got no dog in this fight. I hate all of them, right? But I tell you what, AJ and on, that's what it's starting to sound like. Even had to turn it off today. And I don't turn off InfoWars much. But when you get people coming on there that, you know, push the queue, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm out of there. I can't take one more story from an unconfirmed source about politics. It's all gumph. It's all psyops and lies and disinfo, and it just makes you feel dirty. And in the end of the day, do we ever know what's going on? No, absolutely. So maybe they should take the Christmas tree from that town that they're not putting it up in anymore, split it in half and shove half up Trump's, half up Jonesy's, and we'll have a couple of fairies on top of two trees. How's that sound? Ooh, did I say that? It's okay. The algorithm likes you going after these people. It's okay. Right, let's get back to the chat room. Let's see. Nothing can take the place of some personal interaction. Exactly, the dude. I like hanging out with you people in the chat room. Was it? I've read that one. Let's see. Oh, Nancy, what? Your computer died? Hold the freaking press. What the heck happened to the... The PC. Oh, Nancy, you have to fill me in further down or type to me on your phone on Facebook or something. What the heck? Did we burn your PC out? Did we talk about too much woo? Is that what it was? Did your man come back in and say, right, come on, you two are doing too much woo here. Something's happened. Damn, nothing worse. So we have got in there, Roxy's asking, what's the discussion? You have missed nothing, Roxy. Well, Christmas has been cancelled in a New Hampshire town because 2 people got pissed off at it. It's now called the Frostfest. And we're learning that students who manage to spend a week away from their cell phone and smartphone and online that way, social media, guess what? They start to feel better. They start to get better sleep. They start to form better relationships. They're doing their homework better. One lady said she was in the zone. Why? Because she ditched her phone. So let's get back to the chat room now. Hod God, I love you too. Right back at you. Been here since, all right, I've got that one. That was ZX again. Let's see, scrolling down. It starts scrolling on up, and then as we go through the stream, if you notice that it's scrolling on down, we need 2 songs. Half Q, I did send you some love, brother, always. Oh, Johnny. Big shout out to Johnny One Dank. Am I late to the show? Dropping a deuce in Cali. It's no show here, you know that. The afternoon is where I open up the safe space where you can come and get respite from the madness out there in the world around us. Yes, indeed. And it's a bit more of a chilled kind of stream today. There's no structure to it. I just found a pile of stories. And like I was saying earlier on, unfortunately, I'm probably going to be taking the main show off today. So far. Maybe I'll feel invigorated by the end of this one. But no, I really need to try and get an early night. Try and reset the body clock. Big week coming up. Big days. Again, Sunday. Be there Sunday. All will be revealed. So Sailor Spirit. Kev, my brother, fix the cone, mate. He looks like bollocks dangling from a kilt perched on the mic. No, he looks fine. That's what he says. He sits there. That's him watching. He's cool. He's got it under control. He's watching things on the wall. Way. Cricket. Thank you very, very much, Cricket. Dearie me. Oh, I think we've got stickers. Yes, folks, if you hadn't been here since we got accepted into the sticker program, a big shout out to everyone over at Team YouTube. Yes. And we've also got another experiment starting very, very soon. It may have started already, but for 6 months, YouTube are going to be trialing a new thing on the channel. And it's something for all of you members out there. You know, I like to thank all of you. I try to get round you all individually to thank you. But from now on any of the videos where Kev may have gone over the algorithm, tut, slap the hand, advertisers not happy, Kev. What YouTube are going to do, though, is because there's no ads on that video, they are going to put thank you messages to you, the members. Yeah, all of you from YouTube. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's see how that turns out. It might go wrong, but they're trialing it. So there might be like teething problems with it, but I think that's a pretty cool thing. I think it'll be pretty cool watching, going to one of the videos or one of the streams maybe you missed, and yet you'll still get your own kind of little shout out to the world. I think that's pretty cool. So we come on down here, and I think I lost a whole heap of things. There's Tristan's sticker, #1 fan. I like that one. Come on, folks. Who can top the #1 fan? I don't even know half the stickers that are in there. Hey, hang on a minute. The paranormal portal is in the house. Brent, how you doing, brother? I am absolutely loving your late night streams. It's the one good thing about insomnia that I certainly can't complain about, because when I do get the sleep pattern fixed again, I'm going to watch the replay, obviously, but catching the live show is absolutely awesome. And, of course, Brent, like myself, as you can see from the decorations here, he is part of TFR, Truth Frequency Radio. That's tfrlive.com. I urge you to check out his show, my show. I'd say about 30 other top shows in alternative media. You know, not that we like to brag or anything. All we do is we offer you protection from deception, and it's a place where silence is consent. I almost mixed those two phrases up there, and that could have came out so horribly wrong. But it didn't. It didn't, and we're still here. And Sidvich, my brother, how you doing, man? I tell you, Sid, if it's cold over here, how bad is it where you are? I mind when I was in Ringaboo, it was like minus 13, but then by the time you put the wind factor on it, you're talking like minus 30. So I'd be keen to see what kind of weather Sid is freezing his jiggly bits off in today. Oh, freezing over there. So yeah, let's get back into some of these. What's up with CERN? Absolutely nothing, Frank. If anyone tells you anything's happening with CERN right now, turn them off. They're clickbaiting you. And as somebody who covered CERN in the past, and thanks to CERN, we've got a really exaggerated sub count here. Everyone loves to hear about CERN, right? CERN is off. It's gone. Oh, we've got a cool sticker in the chat room from Susie. Folks, you guys and girls and things and its and these are absolutely tremendous. You know I love you, right? But yes, CERN, dude. I was talking to Nancy about this last night as well. I'd love something to happen at CERN so I could go back and talk about it again for two reasons. A, I love the topic. And B, I know that would blow this channel over the line that I want to take it. Susie Lewis. Look at that face. Isn't that face you just want to love, that little pineapple guy? But yeah, I'm telling you honestly here, folks, I know when CERN starts up again in a few years, if we've still got this channel, that will probably take me over 100,000 subs. People can't get enough of it. The only problem is, there's only so much you can say about it. And there's definitely only so much you can say about it when they're upgrading. But this is the thing that sometimes gets lost with particle accelerators. If you're worried about CERN, I hate to tell you this, but you need to get really, really worried when you start to think about all of the other particle accelerators around the world. Because sure, CERN's the biggest in town. However, you've got Brookhaven Labs, the relatively heavy ion collider over in New York State, I believe. They were the first one to go over the threshold that produced those wacky strangelets. So I think, if you are worried about particle accelerators, which I personally don't think you should be, then unfortunately you need to be really worried about all of them. And then it starts to get ridiculous, right? Because these particle accelerators, they're going all the time. And I get it, CERN's the biggest. It's the wackiest out there. But so far, thankfully, at least 90% of me believes we're still where we were before they fired up CERN. There is 10% of me wonders if we're somewhere else, Mandela effects. But honestly, if there's anything big coming from CERN, I promise I'll bring you it. But as far as I'm concerned, I think they're just upgrading the magnets and getting ready for the next round of even more souped up explosions. Yes, they've basically taken it as far as they can. You take a PC and you overclock it. You get to a certain stage where it ain't going any further. And that's why we're having to see the upgrades of magnets and things like that. And think of how worried people are going to be when China build that 100 kind of radius one that they're talking about, 100 kilometers, that massive one. That's the one that I'll certainly be taking a look at, that's for sure. So hopefully we're still here. Yes. And we've got Dead GPK saying of the 10,000 colliders around the world. Yep. Pete says the flat earthers put me off TFR, but Kev keeps it real most of the time. Pete, that's a brilliant comment. Not about the flat earth, but about me. Even I know, Pete, I'm the first to admit that sometimes I get it so wrong. But at least now, when I'm going to speculate and go into deep questionable woo, I always warn people. I'm quite probably boring and anal about the fact that I tell people this is pure speculation, but I get it. And I know the flat earth isn't for anyone. And me personally, I'm not into it at all. However, I think it also demonstrates that TFR is exactly what it says it is. It's a place for all ideas. It's a place for people with any idea, any theory, anything like that. We can all come together as hosts on that network. We never bicker between each other. We don't go after each other. We try to act the way that we would like to see the community act. And sure, there's going to be topics that you don't like out there, but much like the first story we covered today, this one back here about the Christmas tree that got cancelled and Christmas being cancelled because of two people, you know, we're not just going to like not put stuff on the network because maybe it doesn't fit with one of the other hosts or some of the listeners' mindset. And if Christmas trees offend you, or if there's any topic that offends you, be it TFR or any network, all I suggest people do is don't listen. And listen to the shows you do like. There's no way in the world, and I'm sure Chris and Cherie, if they were here, and Brent as well, he would agree with me. There's no expectation on any of the listeners to like all of the shows. In fact, it would be kind of impossible to keep on top of and listen to all of the shows. We've got to work, we've got to eat, I get that. So people will probably maybe really hardcore TFR fans, they might have 1, 2 or 3 shows that they listen to. And then think of all the other shows they don't. But then there's other people come and listen to them. So I do like the fact. I do like the fact that we are open that way. And yes, I get it. Some people, it turns them off. I absolutely understand that. But at the same time, I think it displays that we're true to what we say at TFR. You know, just question everything and be respectful about it. Yeah, sure, I laugh and I joke at times, but I wouldn't just, you know, unless it's QAnon. I had to say it. I had to say it. We all know it. You're all thinking out there, come on, Kepper, if it was Q, you'd go right after it, right? And Flat Earth's not my thing. To be honest with you, I looked at it at the start when it came out, never really fit with me. So, again, like the Christmas tree, if it's something that I'm not really into and I don't really think about every morning and in no way is going to help me, you know, like have a better day or anything, just avoid it. Just, it's not your thing. We don't go and watch TV shows that we don't like. You turn off, right? You find something else you do like. That's good. That's all right. Something for everyone. Absolutely. So let's get back in there. Frank says he misses Nano. Yes, so do I. But I'm sure we'll get Nano back on soon. And I was hearing that there's even going to be more power cuts in California this week. Is that right? What the hell is that all about? And of course, we got a call from Dave down in Australia last week about their fires down there. Weird times. And again, I get it. It's coming into summer down in Australia. They do have bushfires, and I get it. California has forest fires as well. But I still find it quite interesting how the areas match up with the Agenda 2030 maps. I'm not saying it means anything. I'm just saying I find it interesting. That's all. And a big shout out to anyone out there who is affected by that. It's horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Hod God says, Kev, I think 5G will power the robots that will eventually roam the streets. God help us if a virus is uploaded to our implant chips connected to our brains. Imagine humans versus robots. Now, Hod, that's probably one of the best and most accurate descriptions of 5G, where you're saying that it'll be used for the robots. It's really, really tailored for this autonomous world that we're moving into. Cars, robots, drones, and things that will absolutely need instant communications, no lag time. Best example is, you know, cars on the road. You can't have these cars all talking to each other for crash detection and everything else and everything running smoothly if there's even milliseconds of lag there. It's eventually going to have a knock-on effect and accidents are going to happen. So yeah, 5G, we're not talking about the dangers of it here. I'm not getting into that. You think about all of the devices with the Internet of Things, billions of them. All these things in our households now. Maybe you do have them, maybe you don't, but they're out there and they need that bandwidth. And sure, the telecoms companies, they're obviously going to sell it to us as better speeds and 4K streaming and all the rest of the good stuff that will come on the back of it. But you're right, Hod God, that's the main reason they need that throughput, that kind of new frequency, because right now you can't afford to have the bottlenecking. You just can't. And you're right, absolutely right with the robots there. When we do have the robots, they're literally going to be, I asked Geordie Rose that. Do you remember? I asked Geordie, are the robots going to be a narrow, specific AI, all one AI unit per robot inside the brain, inside some whatever? Or are they going to be controlled from a hive mind, a sanctuary, or a remote location? And that was something that they're still thinking, that they still don't know. So you can imagine if it was coming from some hive mind, all these robots, hundreds, thousands, perhaps millions eventually, all coming from that one place, you're going to need that bandwidth. And I know people hate me because I don't speak negatively enough about 5G. I don't know enough about the dangers of it. And all I can do is tell you that living in a smart city where arguably and definitely they've tested it in Glasgow, Edinburgh it's on, but Glasgow, I think it goes on the end of this year, like proper. I can't lie to you. I don't see anything different. I don't. But that doesn't mean to say it's not doing damage, slow time. But again, I don't know that, folks. For as much as the science isn't settled to say it's safe, well, for me, it's not settled to say it's not safe either. It's not settled, the science, so we can't say one way or another. And again, don't hate on me. I'm just being honest. I truly am. So then, let's see what else people are saying. Yeah, and if there's flat earthers in the chat, exactly, Jason. Just be civil the way that you would like people to be civil to you for believing it's a globe. Me, personally, I think it's a hemorrhoid. And we're in a bloody simulation, so does it matter? It's all code anyway, right? It's all ones and zeros. So let's go down. Speaking about flat earthers, RFB. Wait, I'm not talking about that. I don't do RFB. Sorry, Tony. He doesn't make it onto this stream. We've got Lothar. I have 5G. Haven't had a problem with it. You should worry about fluoride. There. And again, whether it's fluoride in the water, or isn't this another one where we're maybe concentrating too much and being too fearful over one thing when there's far more harmful and things that we should be outraged at all around us already? So that's a good point. Who else? Show me a map of Agenda 2030 that matches the burnt out areas. Why don't you go online, nothing as it seems, and take a look at the research that others have done out there? And don't expect me to do all of it for you, folks. As it says on the byline, or as I've been tending to say nowadays, I provide, you decide. Don't let people tell you it or show you it nothing. Do it for yourself, because it's the only way then that you can be confident that you're not having smoke blowing up your ass. And maybe I have had smoke blowing up my ass, but I've seen a few of these maps, especially California, and I could only take Dave's word for it the other day from Australia, and I said that on the show. I can only take that at face value because I've not looked into that. So there's something that you can look into. Nothing. There's something for you to do. And get that bug. Get into it. And that, like I say, the amount of times I used to listen to headlines or stories from hosts on various shows, on various networks, and I would just take it as gospel. And it was only once I started doing the most basic of research, just checking what they were saying, check the story was there. Oh man, a couple of times you do find out, where did you get that from? And you'll be able to do that with me as well. But all I say is that's why you have to rely on yourself. Don't leave it up to me. Don't leave it up to anyone else out there. If you want to be confident about something in your own mind that it's taking place or isn't, that lands on you. We have to take that personal responsibility, and we do have to check everything. And I always encourage you to check what I say. A lot of my stuff is opinionated and speculation, so it's not really fact checkable. But again, if there's stories I'm reading, I try to show you them. If there's white papers I'm taking stuff from, I try to show you them. That's why it's really, really added an extra dimension to the show, being able to do the visuals. Because it's one thing doing it on radio where people can't see maybe diagrams or stories or even just the fact you're taking it from a website and it is there. It's genuine. At least you're reading something that's there, and whether it pans out or not, that's a different story. Yeah, I think the best way to do it is just look for yourself. Kev, ex-Navy microwave weapons expert Barry Trower, who I'd love to get on the show, has said on the record that 5G is old tech. Dude, I can tell you right now that the frequencies that were getting used there were getting used in the army when I was on SATCOMs. I was in the Royal Signals. These frequencies aren't new. And you're right, they were around in the military. And probably now you're probably looking at what will become 7G, 8G. They're probably using that now. Since I left the Signals, they went through a major upgrade. They got rid of all the old Klansman gear, which was ancient anyway. And they moved to a new system altogether with new frequency bandwidths. So you can imagine those bandwidths they are using right now, they will eventually roll down to the commercial world. So yeah, what else did it say there? It can tune it into the body frequency organ failure. Again though, that's speculation because I'm not denying that it can do that, but you'd need to have some kind of evidence to back that up, and so would Barry Trower. It's all very well saying we can tune it to the frequency of DNA and everything else, but where can we actually see some evidence that that's been proven? Just so we know, like nothing was saying earlier on about the Agenda 30 maps. It's a cool thing to say, but can we confidently know that that's the case? I don't know. I've not seen anything that can definitely confirm it for me, but that doesn't mean it's not out there. Remember, I never claimed to be the researcher, just the host. That's all. Nothing more. What else we got here? Let's see. I think when we cross over the other side, this is Lich. And all is showing we will laugh at all the stuff we thought is true. I absolutely agree with you. I laugh at 60% of the stuff that I used to think was right when I first woke up. Awakened. Don't mistake woke with awake. Yes, I think David Icke's got a thumbnail out saying the difference between woke and awake is tyranny and freedom. And I think that should be put on a t-shirt. I really, really do. I like that. Maybe NASA should do a shape reveal. Nobody would believe them. Unless confirmation bias would kick in and they showed us something flat. And then all of a sudden people like always said the Earth was flat, but NASA always lied. I bet they would believe NASA then, right? I'm only having a laugh, folks. I don't care what shape the planet is. Well, we're going to lurk for a minute. Susie, we're going to lurk and watch you lurking. Because Lothar isn't here, it's quite obviously the Masons, says Jason. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. It's always the Masons. We know that. So what have I got for us next? Ah, yes. Here's a strange one. One that you would only see in, I don't know, this kind of weird social media age that we live in. Check this one out. A Florida couple gives birth to a boy thanks to a win a baby contest, Dan. I know there's a thing like Florida Man. We have a laugh at Florida Man. But now Florida couple is a thing. No, let's get into this here. Let's take a listen to this, right? Please, no. Is it not unmuting? You kidding me on? You are kidding me on. I bet you they've blocked the audio in this country or something. So it says here, a win a baby contest hosted by a Florida radio station helped turn one couple into parents. The contest, which was hosted by Florida's B1039 in November 2017, offered one woman the chance to receive a free round in vitro fertilization, that's IVF, and all the medication that they needed. Now, the sweepstakes called for videos from women explaining why they'd be a great mom, the radio station said in a blog post on Saturday. And the winners of the contest in 2017 were Krista and Anthony Rivera of Cape Coral. Now, the couple welcomed their son, Garrett Campbell Rivera, into the world in 2019. And we certainly don't know how to do anything the easy way, but we were blessed beyond measure, Krista Rivera told B1039. I keep thinking of Duke Nukem and Scott's soundboard. Kated. KTIT. In August, infertility is an issue affecting millions of people. And in 2017, the American Medical Association declared infertility as a disease. And I would actually say part of an ongoing agenda. Part of an ongoing agenda. I really do think so. I can take it full sci-fi where I think the world's going. And it might sound weird. It might sound bizarre. But I do think, maybe not in my lifetime, but certainly in my son's lifetime, I think we're going to see biological reproduction really taking a decrease. For whatever reason. I don't know one set reason you could go for. What they put in the water, what they put in the air, what they put in the food. The stuff they put into us when we're born and then all throughout life. Take your pick. But I think this is deliberate. Now, I kind of laughed and I joked when I said, oh, Florida couple wins a baby. You know, but when people are like having to go through this IVF thing, I can't imagine. I honestly can't imagine what that's like. And then more on from that. In the States, where I nearly cry when people like Anthony Patch and Joe and Scotty Lopez and people tell me about their medical costs and things, I literally nearly cry because it's just so alien to me. And I can't even imagine, maybe in the article here, I can't imagine the cost of actually going through IVF and all the medication needed, as this one Florida radio station certainly appears to have given away. Now, the way it's come about, I get it's a bit weird, like I say, only in social media age, right? But that gave one couple the family that maybe they wouldn't have been able to experience. And I'm sorry for all my laughing and my joking and liking to pull the piss and everything else, but at the end of the day, family is the most important thing. And me and Anne are very fortunate that we've got our son. And we never had to worry about anything like that. And it really, really hurts me when I think, you know, there might be people out there who, for whatever reason, can't have a child. So, yeah, laugh and a joke, but at the same time, you know, pricing people out of something like this just because they've got something wrong with them, just because maybe sperm count low, eggs ain't what they should be, whatever it is. And yet we're leaving people to win a lottery so they can have a child. But we'll spend $2 million or £2 million making a cruise missile to go and blow up people who've never done anything to you or me. Never done anything. Priorities, eh? So, yeah, that's the end of that story. Doesn't make you sick, though. It says here, IVF costs on average roughly $20,000 a cycle. $20,000 a cycle. It's a game for the haves and have-nots then, right? Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe America, maybe insurance companies cover that. I don't know. $20,000 a cycle, eh? What, $2 million for a tomahawk, say? What's that? Do the math. 100 rounds? Yeah, about that. Roughly, ballpark. Yeah, priorities. Approximately 8 billion babies have been born as a result of IVF around the world, according to Dr. Richard Paulson, immediate past president of the American Society for Reproductive Medicine. And when we thought we couldn't have a baby, it was just crushing, Krista Rivers told Scripps Station WFTX in Fort Myers. And without the contest, we definitely would not have been able to have our dream of having a baby. So, yes, a bit kind of idiocracy, IRL, having to enter a competition to get the baby you've always wanted. But at least somebody felt the benefit of that. And I feel for all the other couples who didn't win the competition. Craziness, crazy. And at the same time where people are having to win competitions to have IVF, to have babies, it's okay, because military-industrial complex, they've got far more important things that they can spend their money on. Like, militarizing microbes. The Pentagon's DARPA seeks means to spread genetically modified bacteria as explosive sensors. You look for something out of sci-fi movies or the Marvel universe. DARPA should be in the Marvel universe. I'm telling you, they really should. They are the ones that are openly wanting to create super soldiers, after all. Says in an idea pulled from a dystopian science fiction, the Pentagon has teamed up with Raytheon to develop a system capable of delivering genetically modified bacteria underground. And of course, it's purely to keep you safe. It's purely for defensive purposes. Initiated by DARPA, the same agency that led programs to create telekinetic super soldiers and humanized robotic insects. The project seeks to program 2 bacterial strains to monitor ground surfaces for explosive materials. Defence contractor Raytheon said in a joint press release with Worcester Polytechnic Institute. And the first of the 2 strains, known as a biosensor, will detect the presence or absence of explosives buried underground, while the second will produce a glowing light in the event such materials are found. Now, remotely operated cameras or drones should be sent to survey the area to find the glowing germs and ultimately the buried explosives. Yes, indeed. And again, if only we could stop hating on each other and killing each other in these pointless wars, blowing each other up for nothing, and just grow up. The brain power that's going into creating weapons and sensors and devices and everything. Imagine the kind of world we could have if they were turned around and put onto something good. It'd be nice, right? It would be nice. So next story, we're starting to get into some of the kind of crazy stuff. We always get to the crazy stuff at some point here on the Kev Baker Show. But I've also got a really cool tech story. Yeah, I know. At one point, you'd have thought Kev was a Luddite. I was scared of the technology. No, I had just fallen into that trap, the mind trap of looking at everything in the negative way. But like I often now try to point out, there's a lot of good can come from technology. And there's a lot of really good stuff and cool stuff already coming from AI. And you're going to like this in a moment when we get into this. Yes, the AI folks, what I've always told you, it's able to see things that us humans, we can't even dream about. It sees patterns that aren't even there. And the next story absolutely proves that. I'll be right back. Carol, I'm pulling the long face with you. I hope work goes in very quickly, Carol. We'll miss you here, and we'll definitely see you back again tomorrow, though, right? Big shout out to Carol, folks. Anne. And next time you go to work, I'll be like, right, folks, I'll start a stream and I'll say, hey, everyone, big shout out to Annie. She's away out to do her bit today. Yep. Big up to Anne. You go, girl. She's all woman. She's all woman, is my Anne. Oh no, I've started something now. Okay, Queen Goddess, big shout out to Queen Goddess. She's away at the shops now. I'll see you again later, Queen Goddess. But yeah, Anne, anytime you go anywhere now, I'll like, give me an hour's notice so we can get the crowd in, so we can all just wave you goodbye. Oh, she's a strong woman. Yeah, exactly, Cricket. I think the shoe's going the other way today. Imagine getting jealous because I was telling one of our great listeners, have a nice day at work. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible, Anne. Terrible. You go, girl. Oh, I'd love a coffee, Anne. Hey, everyone, let's give Anne a big round of applause. Coffee for Kev, everyone. Go, girl. You got it. Hey. I see the malarkey I've got to put up with here, folks. Terrible. Terrible. Oh, our wee face there, honestly. Oh, nobody says that to me when I go to work. Most people are worthless eaters anyway. Why should I care? I ain't Jesus. Big Frank. Get him told, son. Get him told. Edward, let's see. She wubs you. How I absolutely wubs me. Wubs me up the wrong way sometimes. That's what she does. Yes, indeedy. So what's the AI been up to? What's Kev getting excited about now? Why is Kev going to bore us with AI? Well, it actually ties into some pretty cool woo as well. AI and the kind of woo that myself and Scott and Joe and various guests on the Kev Baker show have come on to talk about. How do you combine the two? And how has the AI opened up more woo for me and you? Well, I want you to feast your little peepers over this one when it loads up. Ah, there it is. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Boom. Over 140 new Nazca lines have been discovered, folks. The year 2019, what's left of it. And we're still uncovering new Nazca lines. But wait, let me correct that. We're not uncovering anything. No. The AI is looking at photographs of the same southern Peru high desert where the Nazca lines are, and they are turning up, as we can see here. So far, 140 new geoglyphs. Can you believe it? It's nuts. And when we take a look at this, it's pretty cool, but this is exactly, why I get excited about AI. Not because it's going to uncover Nazca lines, but this is an example of how it does see things, either in photographs or in the data that it's poring over, that, no offense to you or I, folks, we ain't going to see it. Now, arguably, when you look at some of these images here, I wonder, I think at least one of them, I'm surprised hadn't already been discovered without the help of AI. But then there's other ones you're like, wow, how did it get that? It's on it. Now, let me also add in here that we must be very careful, because I don't know what stage of machine learning this particular AI package is in. And it's very narrow, it's very specific, it's not going to start taking over robots. It looks at pictures. That's what it does. It's looked at millions of other pictures of geoglyphs and just markings, just random markings as well, so that it could learn to differentiate between what might be man-made and what isn't. But as we all know with algorithms, especially at the very early stage, oh, there's teething problems. Oh, yeah, I have been the victim of the teething problem right here on YouTube at one point. Big shout out to everyone at YouTube because they're so great there, right? You know me. I keep my handlers happy. But yeah, this is the one thing I would like to know, because either it's going to get better and going to find even more, or there's a chance that maybe some of the ones that it's churning out just now ain't a thing. It could be like a false positive. So let's take a look at what it says here. I'll blow it up again so we get a better look. There we go. Close that. Over 100 new geoglyphs depicting fish, snakes, and humanoids, among other things, have been identified near Nazca, Peru, thanks to, at least in part to, artificial intelligence. So researchers at the Yamagata University and IBM, Japan, have used AI technology belonging to the IBM Thomas J. Watson Research Center in New York to locate 142 geoglyphs, which are thought to date back to the period between 100 BCE and 300 CE. Now, a plethora of living things are represented in this ancient artwork, from fish and birds to monkeys, camelids, and humanoids. Now, they were constructed by removing rock and leaving a negative image in the white sand below. Allegedly. We weren't there when they were done. We weren't there when these were constructed. Do we really know? The longest piece identified is larger than the Statue of Liberty, measuring more than 100 meters from tip to tip, and the smallest is 5 meters, approximately the same size as Michelangelo's David. Now, researchers have split the geoglyphs into 2 categories based on size, age, and design. The first group, type A, are line drawings and tend to be bigger, measuring 50 meters or more. And the second group, type B, consists of solid coloured surfaces that are 50 meters or smaller. Now, the 2 categories could also be distinguished from one another by age. Type Bs were older and are thought to have been constructed between 100 BCE and 100 CE in the initial Nazca period or even earlier. On the other hand, it's likely Type As were built between 100 and 300 CE, and the team hypothesizes these 2 types served different purposes. The larger Type As for rituals involving pottery, and B for decoration. The latter were found near paths or slopes, suggesting that they may have been wayposts to assist travellers. So if we come down here, we start to see some of the pictures. Now, this one here, this is one of the ones that I was quite surprised hadn't been spotted before. Because as you can see there, it certainly looks unnatural kind of lines coming down the left-hand side of the head. Then when we see it all drawn out, that's quite a weird looking thing, right? It's like a really weird looking thing. So I don't know what, some kind of humanoid, I get it. Is it though? I mean, yeah, okay, it's got like an eyes and a mouth there, but it's also got some like eyes and a mouth there. Strange. And why? Why, folks? And then look at this here. Type A. So this is one of the bigger ones, the more ceremonial ones they talk about. And they say it's of a bird. Now, again, very subjective what it's going to be of, but that's the image that it started with. Now, this is why I think we need to watch for some false positives here. We can see some of the lines on the right-hand picture, or sorry, the left-hand picture depicted here. But there's also a whole heaps of lines that have been left out. And I get maybe they're already part of another geoglyph. But if that has actually discovered a real one from that image there, you can see how we would never have spotted that, right? You do see that. And you'll think, but Kev, it's only like, who cares? It's like things on the ground. But it's this same technique, this same machine learning that might just save your life one day. And it might just save the life of somebody you know if they happen to get something like skin cancer. God forbid. And God willing, nobody here ever has to deal with any of that stuff in their family or themselves. In the world we live in now, unfortunately, that's probably unrealistic. But the AI is able to spot things going on the surface of your skin up to 6 months before a doctor would be able to diagnose it. Now, I ain't no oncologist, and I don't know much about medicine, but I think if you're given 6 months extra, I think that has to give you an advantage in your fight against something like melanoma, right? Can we agree on that? Maybe you would have gone for, or maybe somebody goes for a brain scan, and the doctors, as brilliant as they are, the absolute top of their profession, they look at those scans, 3 of the best ones out there, and they say, no, that looks okay, nothing, it's okay. Yet now you've got AI looking at that very same scan, and because it's got the advantage of historically looking at how the brain was before tumours form into when they form, whatever it does, that machine learning, again, you're talking maybe 3 to 6 months ahead of time than what you would have been diagnosed in the first place. Now, again, we can all bitch and we can all cry about artificial general intelligence and we can all get scared of it if we want, but this is a different animal. This is narrow. This is specific. This only does what you've trained it to do. Okay? So I think when it comes to that kind of thing and you're saving lives, I find it really hard to argue against. I do. And that's not to say that I'm going to go all in and say, well, let's just hand over everything to the AI, weapons and all. No. But there's certain instances and certain cases where it is a no-brainer. If we deny ourselves the use of technology that, like I'm explaining, forget Nazca lines, this is cool for the woo, I get that. But real-world effects for real people, and maybe you, maybe somebody in your family, that's a biggie. This one here, this, again, look at this. This looks like some snake eating a human. Yes, indeed. Now, we see that a lot in South American architecture and some of the pyramids and the symbology and stuff like that. So nothing too new there with the snake and things. This one here, I don't know how they didn't spot this one before. I think you can definitely see something unnatural to that, right? And then once it's cleaned up over here with the AI, look what you've got. You've got a circle up here as well, which you can definitely just about see. And then you've got this thing. It's like some crazy fish. And what are the Nazca lines all about, folks? I'm going to ask you because I've discussed them with various people on the show, and we'll take a look at some of them. The Nazca lines. What were these people trying to do? What was the purpose of all of this? And I'll just close that there and I'll scroll down. I'll just leave it scrolling down while I come into the chat. I'll get what people are saying in the chat room. And remember, folks, remember this as well. A lot of these, I would imagine, would be kind of hard to pull off without being in an elevated position, right? I'm not saying impossible, but it's almost as if it was designed to be looked at from above. Because if you're walking one of these routes, one of these lines, it's going to be hard to really appreciate and get like some kind of perspective of what it is you're actually walking on or looking at. And if there was like aerial vehicles involved and shit at some point. That kind of throws things like up in the air, does it not? We've seen the dates that we were talking about, right? I don't know. Very, very strange. And again, when it comes to like things on the planet, well, you like, hey, big welcome back to Annie. Yeah, welcome back, Annie. You go, girl. Big up, Annie. It's a strong one. So we come back. You never know. Anne might even join me when she gets in on Sunday for the tail end of our very cozy, private, members-only stream. You want to be there for that, folks, definitely. So, let me pull up the chat room. Better stop that doing that. Where's the chat room? Where are you? Where you go? Oh, where are you? There they are. There they are. There they are. Yeah, exactly, ZX. Giant Etch-a-Sketch. Awesome, innit? Oh, she's lurking. Kristen's away lurking. You eating? Make me something. Half Q, get the aliens' attention to get them back. Exactly. Half Q, I don't know. I honestly do not know. I've had many people on with throwing around so many different things. Black pill alert? AI black pill? No. The black pill's the doom pill. The black pill's the it's coming to kill you pill. It's going to get you. It's a... Paul Begley, he's a pusher of the black pill. And I know there's other ways of looking at the black pill as well. There's various... I remember Scotty Lopez, he was the first one to say to me about the black pill. And I had no idea. Absolutely no idea the kind of worms that I was opening up. There's a black pill that refers to the kind of wokeness going on. There's black pills that refer to the fact that red pill and blue pill, they're all fake. And Uni calls it the magenta pill. And there's so many bloody pills out there now. I don't know what ones to talk about. What's the best one to take? Big Pharma would love to rig the AI. Don't Big Pharma have the game rigged already, though, Hod? Really? I'm not sure what you mean by rig the AI. You know, Big Pharma, in the end of the day, they need us. They need us to go on as long as we can and be as unhealthy as they can. So I don't know. I'm not sure what you meant by that one, dude. I'm not sure. And I've probably picked it up wrong. Let's see. Looks more like circuits than a bird. Yeah, Jimbo, I didn't see a bird back in that one, I must admit, dude. I must admit, I'll bring that picture back up again. I was struggling to see the bird myself, man. Really was. Back up, there it is there, yeah. The geoglyph of a bird. I don't know if that's a birdie. I don't know. It's something, though. Who knows? Yeah, so let's see what it says. Let's scroll up a little bit further. Alan, I'm going to say that. I'll probably get done for being, like, what do they call it? Culturally insensitive. But the new Chinese phone book had so many wings and wongs that everyone kept winging the wrong number. That's a good one, Anne, isn't it? No? No, Anne wasn't impressed with that one, Alan. Oof. Take more than that one to get old woman over there budged on that one. Let's scroll down. See if anyone else has added anything to the mix here before we take a look at some strange criminals and chill out with you in the chat room for 10-15 before we go. I'm going to pull up the couple. Well, I think I've got one or two here, the weird criminals. And then, folks, we'll start to wrap it for the day. And like I say, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to take a rest tonight. And, just aim for tomorrow. And full steam ahead. Back to business as usual tomorrow. Scotty on the Safe Space. KBS tomorrow night. Freaky Friday on Friday. Member streams at the weekend. All good. Don't worry, folks. Everything will be back to normal tomorrow, okay? I promise you all that. And again, if you want to be a part of the member stream on Sunday, all you got to do is click the join button on the channel page. And to do that, you go here. Yes, indeedy. And you click join. And on there, you'll get the 3 options, £2, £5 or £9. And if you can't afford to become a member and you don't want to become a member, that's okay. You're still more than welcome here for every other single stream we do. Even the members only chat. Still let everybody watch that. But this Sunday in particular are some things that need to be talking about, and that's when we're going to do it. And it's going to be heart on the sleeve kind of time for me and brutally honest. And but at the same time, I'll make sure that I've got some very exclusive woo as well, okay? Just to kind of, you'll see. You'll see, folks, you'll see. So then let's shove on some music and I will be back with my crazy criminals. Oh, that's a bit depressing, right? Oh. Well, that was a bad one, wasn't it, folks? That was like really depressing. Can't be having depressing music. I'll do it. Where did that tune come from? It's been in my library. That's not a bad one for like our little kind of breaks that we take, right? Bit of drama. Almost picture the... I'm not going to say it. Okay then, folks, we've got a couple of crazy stories. One crazy criminal, one funny story, and I'm sure you've probably all already seen this, or more appropriately, or more specifically, you've all probably heard one of the stories I've got coming up here. Oh, look at the chat nicely floating up the side there. I actually worked for once. Well in STREAMLABS. Well in. I love STREAMLABS. I do. It really allows me to do what I want to do on the streaming things. But at the same time, there's some bits that they do updates and it screws it up. And I don't know. I was watching Alex Jones earlier on, though, as you know. And I said, what was it we said, Dan? I'm like, you know, one day I'll get my stream looking as good as Jonesy's. And she's like, aye. And how much does he spend on his stream, though? I'm like, well, last time he was talking about that kind of thing, I think 20 million a year. I'm not aiming for anything quite that big, folks, so don't worry, right? No. Look what I can... What did you say, Anne? Annie said this stream looks just as good. We might not have the document cam yet. Whoa, there she is again. Look, we're lumberjack shirt on. All woman. So yeah, we might not be InfoWars, folks, but we don't want to be InfoWars. InfoWars is InfoWars. And KBS is KBS. And I was just thinking there, during the break, one night soon, I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'll do the safe space at like 8 o'clock. Now, that's 2 hours before I do KBS, right? And you're thinking, well, that's not going to give you much chance, Kev, to get like sorted in between and then go live on your show. But it will, because what we'll do is And this won't affect anyone on TFR, any of the other hosts, because right before the Kev Baker show, it's an encore of the Kev Baker show. So you could, on that day, and it'll be sometime soon, right? I quite fancy this, actually. Instead of tuning into like an old Kev Baker show for 2 hours, why don't we just chill out here for 2 hours before the show? We'll look for some links, right? And then we'll take it to the main game in town. We'll take it to the home of KBS. We'll bring in TFR halfway through the stream. And then what we'll do is we'll open up the phones for maybe 3 segments of the show. What do you think? What do you think, folks? I'll see what the chat room has to say about that. See what they're saying. I'll put in a little bit of Yoda's. Danny or DNI says KBS forever. You filled the niche Art Bell left in my life. I like filling that paranormal niche. So I do. But then here's the thing, DNI. Because I cover so many topics, does everyone want me to stay solely on the paranormal, though? Because I don't know. I think I might get bored after a while. I mean, Brent, he is the expert in the paranormal. He does the paranormal portal. That's his niche. That's his thing. And I like the way Brent does that. And Brent's number one at that in the network. And I like to think of myself as the more abnormal. So maybe if we could get a cross between Art Bell and Clyde Lewis, I think that would be the niche that the Kev Baker show wants to be fitting into. Cricket likes the idea. Jason, I've got just the man pond for you, my friend. Yes, man ponds, 10 for £1. I could sell sand to the Arabs. Well, so I was told when I was younger. Gift of the tongue, they said. Oh, mama. I'll show up wherever you are as well. And Anne, she sends a big hello as well, mama. Big, huge hello. So, Lisa, she's game for whatever. Oh, so it's not just a rumour then, Lisa. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I'm terrible, innit? Terrible. Somebody in the chat room says she's game for whatever. I said, well, it's not just a rumour then. I'm terrible. You know I love you, right? You know that I joke, right? I know I'm inappropriate at times. Brett says Art Bell was the muster. Yep. It's almost like pre-production for the TFR show. Exactly. And maybe sometimes as well as a special treat for the members, we could like do it member only for an hour before Freaky Friday or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of different things that we can do. Keep it fresh. Keep it moving. The last thing we want is for it to stagnate. Me to come back day after day with the same stories. So that's why some days it's triggery, because I've seen Jason saying that there. Some days we go full woo. There's other days like today we just go here, there, everywhere. There's going to be days I'm not even going to bring a story. I'm not even going to bring a damn thing apart from me, the cone and the mic, and the camera, and the computer. Okay, you know what I meant though, right? And if I do finally get 4G as opposed to 3G, and I'm trying hard to get 4G right now off my provider because they've got a deal on, and it's weird. I pay for the top end deal through my provider, and I don't want to be giving them advertising or seem to be advertising them. But you know, little bearded man virgin. Yeah, they do a Lance. $10 if you take tomorrow off. Oh, I can't do that, dude. I can't do it. Could I do that, Lance? I absolutely... Dude, you do so much for the stream here, as do everyone that chips into the chats and things. I just want you to know that, again, appreciated everyone. Lance, everyone that does that. Really. Really and truly.
$10 if you take tomorrow off.
I'll think about it. It's Scott tomorrow, so it's an easy day tomorrow. And I love hanging out with Scott. He and Joe are like brothers. Truly. There's a few people, you know, that just instant connect. Nano's a sister. Nancy's definitely the big sister. Definite. And I tell you, that's one thing that doing this show And I know I've told you 1,000 times, we ain't going to save anyone doing this show. Ain't going to change the world. Maybe change other people's worlds. But the people I've come across, seriously, like we get about 150 hardcore in here every day for the safe space, right? And I tell you, different class. Kimberly Samuel, follow the flow. Don't tie yourself with the That's the way I feel. I have to go with my gut, Kimberly. Have to go with my gut. DNI, I crave the random, you always deliver. And that's how the show kind of goes, and Anne can back this up. Like, I never sit after a show or like at the weekend and boom, 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 plan out structure shows. Can't do that because the world moves so fast and everything's so fluid that it's got to be something that I can get like passionate about, or at least have an interest in, or that I see connecting to something that's gone before, or something that's going to come down the pike. And I was talking about this with Nancy last night as well, but I suppose every time everybody feels like something big's coming, and I'm not saying doom and gloom either. I'm not predicting some like bad event, but I don't know. It just when you're looking at the news now as somebody who's like looked over the news for a while, and it's like we're in one of these kind of lulls, but at the same time with so much news going on. Fires in California, fires down under, impeachment. Did he get poisoned? Did he get poisoned? Didn't he? AJ and on. You come over to this side of the pond, you've got Brexit, you've got general elections, you've got... So do you see what I'm saying? How it's like there's so much going on, but at the same time, there's not really anything going on. Like we're almost treading water. I don't know. Brett says, go do the woo, do that you do so well. You see, that's the thing with the woo, because you can always throw woo in. You know, you can get some of the stuff that you've spotted out the way first, and then as the show progresses, you get into the woo. That's usually what I try to do. It's even better if you can find a connection between the woo and like what you're actually talking about, like the Nazca lines, the AI discovering potentially ancient geoglyphs that we've never seen. There's the combination. There's where the two worlds collide, see? And so that's why somebody asked me, what kind of show have you got? Abnormal. I can't say it's paranormal. I can't say it's geopolitical. It's just Kev. It's just where we go. So then, let's see what it says here. Big shout out to Tori. I've really started something today, and I'm not doing this every day, folks, but it's just because the woman, she had a right, she kind of got jealous there when I was shouting one out, so now I've got to shout everyone out. So, Tori, you have a very good day, my friend, and you're somebody that I've seen for so long on the channel, and it means a lot. Kimberly says, thank you for going with your gut. Nothing as it seems, says, ladies and gentlemen, Sadie is back in the house. Awesome. That is awesome. And Kristen says she's glad that she's home safe and sound. And Kimberly with an awesome accent. Okay, fine. I'm in Minnesota. I'm in the dreary, easily amused. Yeah, I think anyone that likes my accent is easily amused. That's nothing on you. I just don't think my accent's anything special because I'm in Scotland. But I hear people in Scotland and I think, now that's a cool accent. Yeah, Shan, one of those Sean Connery type accents. Those ones, they're the really cool ones. Yeah, but I don't have a cool accent, no. So, no formula is the best formula. Exactly. I'm chuffed you moved to TV. Moved to TV, it was so distracting. Yeah, I had to try and organise things, half-Q. It was even distracting me, dude. You can imagine I was always catching it out the corner of my eye when I'm reading a story or trying to watch chat. So, yeah, big time. And again, that comparing to Alex Jones, he's got two buildings where that operation runs from. I have got the corner of a living room. That's it. Just the corner. That's all. Craziness. But we get there. You see, you don't have to be selling thousands of products. You don't have to sacrifice time to push things in order to get probably not even half the show puts out info now. And I love Jones. I love InfoWars. Doesn't mean I can't see the problems with it. And we'll never end up like that here. Yeah, I push the memberships. I do. I hold my hands up. But not all the time. Start of the stream, when maybe a new one comes in. Because in the end of the day, it's all about the info. You're here to hear about info. You're not here for infomercials. There are plenty of places you can go for infomercials. You don't need Kev for that. And yeah, sure, I have a very close relationship with Don Wiskin. And that's it. That's the only thing I ever bring onto the show and ask you to consider. And even then, there's no expectation that you check it out. I only share my story, Don's story, and if you decide to go with that, then cool. Once a month, compared to once every 10 minutes with Jonesy. We're replacing that old mob. Don't you worry about that. I know the Patriot Soapbox said that before, but we all know what's happening there, right? So yeah, between myself, we'll get Scotty in, we'll get Joe, got a couple other kind of cats kicking around. Who knows where the old KBS goes, folks? Who knows? I agree.
We need a Scotty political safe space special.
I agree. And what I'm going to do to that end is I enjoyed the other night with Scott immensely, thoroughly, more than I thought I would. And I don't get into the politics that much more, as you know. But he's one guy that I can sit down and have a conversation with and not always agree with. But I know it's going to be a good conversation. And I know Scotty gets a little bit triggered as well when it comes to that stuff. And Scott is keeping his eye on that stuff all the time. So yeah, I think we're going to have to do more of that kind of thing when we get Scotty on the show. Not all the time. Keep it random again. And I know the big man's eyes lit up the other night. Absolutely lit up when I told him what we were going to get into. Because he's like me. He's seen how things have gone over the years. And we used to do that every night. Every night. But then because of certain topics that's arisen and nameless and faceless sources and LARPing here, there and everywhere. And you end up, you just don't want to be thrown into the same kind of genre as that lot. That's the last thing I would want. And again, talking about politics all the time, be boring. But I think when I hook up with Scotty boy, there's a little bit of a chemistry goes on there. Plus, I know how to trigger him into his best material. And I mean that in the most brotherly, loving way. I'll get his best political woo and triggering out of him for you, Jason, right? How does that sound? Yes. Let's see. What's it saying? Mama. It's your sincerity and accent. Thank you, Mama. Honestly, you're too kind. You really are. Who else we got? I confuse people being from Massachusetts, but not having a Boston accent. Boston accent's cool. Really like that. Like New York as well. But I like the South. I quite like that twang. I don't know. Something about that. I like accents. They're cool. Let's see. What else we got? No. Right, let's get to our funny stories. I don't even think I've played the funny story. I've been bloody talking too much. If I don't get off here soon, it will be time for KBS. But like I said, folks, unfortunately, I'm going to be taking the night off there tonight. That's how I've kind of taken it a little bit longer today. Just over 2 hours, so we're getting near the end now. But like I say, this next story, you've probably heard it. If you haven't seen it, I think it's funny. No, I actually think it's absolutely hilarious. So let's take a look at it. A lawmaker has denied ripping an absolutely enormous fart live on air. Now, this BuzzFeed, it's been on everywhere. I first seen it on Jonesy. So let's take a look at what it's on about, and I'll let you judge, folks. I will let you be the judge.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from Republicans, taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election, cheat an election, cheat an election, cheat an election, and an election.
I think you actually see his whole body going into fart mode there, don't you? Look, watch him again.
Cheat an election.
You can see him try to squeeze his cheeks so it doesn't come out loud, only adding to his problem. He made it like blowing through 2 fingers. Or he made it worse, dude. He made it worse. Go for it again.
To help him cheat.
Oh, that's a stinker, right? Yeah, but this here, it was not me, Republican Eric Sawell said in a text message. It's funny, though. Hashtag Fartgate. Everything's a gate now. I had Poison Gate on the show the other night to pull the piss out of everything being a gate. It's just going to get gate soon. Trended on Twitter. Yes, indeed. Fartgate trending on Twitter. If only we could get, like, royal scandals trending on Twitter like that, eh? Priorities? No, that's algorithms, folks. In an interview on Monday night with MSNBC host Chris Matthews, California representative, I always get that wrong. Maybe I'm wrong again. Maybe he is a Republican, I don't know. Eric Swalwell, farts well, smells well probably, appeared to, well, rip an absolutely enormous fart. Chris, so far the evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayers' dollars to help him cheat an election, he said from the Capitol. And the Democrat who sits on the House Intelligence Committee, there's an oxymoron, appeared to react to the fart with a brief pause while attempting not to smile. No, he blatantly tries to clench his arse cheeks.
Ukrainians to help him cheat an election, and the Ukrainians to help him cheat, and Ukrainians to help him cheat an election, and the.
I mean, we know politicians are liars, right? But how in goodness name can you, like,
ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election, and the.
And come here and watch this guy. Tell me if he looks like he's farting, please. Look, this guy is denying that he's having a fart. You need to hear it though. Look. Right. You'll hear it. You'll hear him having a fart. Listen.
The Ukrainians to help him cheat
Okay, he'll
an
compromise.
election.
Take the rest of the day off.
Ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
You,
and the
right?
complaint that I've heard from Republican taxpayer
You see,
dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
See? I told you. Fartgate is real. Oh, we've got an incoming. Did we have the incoming? Did it come on the screen when you had the headphones on, Anne? Did it not? Has it not come on yet? Did we have the dancing man? Has the dancing man been on yet, folks? No? Oh, dancing man. It should be coming in a minute. Lance, thank you so much, brother. And that's definitely a good compromise. Definitely a good compromise. Take the rest of today off and be back tomorrow. And we'll get right back into all of it. But did I miss it dancing? Kristen, so do I. I'm an absolute child. Fart jokes are hilarious.
Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
I think they're absolutely hilarious. What? I know I'm a big child. What are you after? What have you lost? Ah, I got you. Right, yeah. A couple more times with the fart. I like the farts. Fart jokes are the best. Let's get some tunes on. I think I will make a meme out of that.
Ukrainians to help him cheat.
And we'll get it in the right place. There it is.
Cheat, help him cheat, help him cheat, and help him cheat an election.
Jesus, this is the most intelligent thing he has said in his life. I can't deny that. I can't. I probably have to go with you there, brother. But yeah, the fact that he tried to deny it. Own it, dude. You probably would have got like thousands of more followers if you had just said, whoop, that one's squeezed out. Stinking. How did he keep a straight face? Because they're so used to lying. But that's exactly it. Anytime, how do you know a politician's lying? You see their mouth move. That's how you know they're lying. That's all they do. It's all they do. He took being on air a bit seriously. Need to put that in a song. I think so, Lisa. I think so. That and with like Jonesy ranting about gay frogs and things like that. Yep, absolutely. And I agree, Lich. It's what they do. That's what it's all about in Washington. Even if you farted in somebody's face, they would still tell you. No, wasn't me. I didn't do any of that. So we've got one more story to go. I just need to dig it up. And this, folks, it's not... Well, it is a dumb criminal. But I tell you what, it looks like she's falling right off the top of the ugly tree on every branch on the way down as well. Wait till we get there in just a moment. I'm telling you. I know, it's cruel. I shouldn't ugly shame anyone, but especially with a face like this, right? But you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Dang, dude. This is scary stuff. To be honest with you, with the way that he like went up on toes when he was like farting and squeezing his bum cheeks, I actually think he may have a dose of the screaming abdabs. He may have like been suffering from some Norrie McGuirters that day. Yep, a dose of the squirters. And that looked like a man that was very precariously passing wind, like as in, oh, just test it, and then, it just squeezes out, right? We've all been there. Haven't we? Or is it just me? Shit. Oh, 19 Celsius, nothing as it seems. I can only dream about numbers like that right now. Dang, dude. So, let's get back to it. Yes, indeedy. Oh, it's time to enter the weird world of criminals, right? And, dang. I had to see that face again, really? Will I get this story blown up? So you can enjoy it in all its glory, folks. I don't want you to miss any of this here. There we go. So if I come over here, are we ready? This is us coming into the home straight now. And thank you, Lance. Thank you to everyone with the stickers. Kristen, Susie. Oh, if I've missed anyone out. Jason as well. Thank you so much. Cricket. Yeah, I think I've got everyone. I think so anyway. And remember, folks, we need 8 new members. 8 new members by the 1st of December. We'll get there. Although, I think if I keep on showing you faces like this, it might scare people away from the stream. Indeedy. Are we ready? Are we ready for this? I don't know what I'm looking at. Here we go. You see, I'm making you wait for it. You know. You got to build up the anticipation for this one. We can see a little bit at the top of the hair there. Georgia police chief's wife arrested in a drugs bust. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Zinger. Charged with heroin possession as well. Oh my. My, oh my. So while we take a look at the Georgia police chief's wife, are you ready to see one of the most attractive criminals in the world? Are you ready? There it is there, folks. Yes, indeed. That is the Georgia police officer's wife, who looks rather startled in the act of getting caught, may I add. The wife of a Georgia police chief was one of 3 people arrested last week when narcotics agents seized about $6,500 worth of heroin and methamphetamine from a Gainesville home. And it looks like there was another $6,500 worth inside that. Dang, dude. How did that happen? Now it's gone all weird and wonky and gone small. Don't do this. So it says here, Samantha Sherry Spillers, the wife of Flowery Branch Police Chief David Spillers, has been in... Oh, come on. What is wrong with this website? Don't do this to me. Don't do it to me. Hang on now. Hang on. There we go. Well, hopefully it'll come back down to some size where I can read it today. That face scared the life out of my computer. Can you believe it? So it says here, the wife of Flowery Branch Police Chief David Spillers has been in the Hall County Jail since her November the 7th. Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding me on. What is this website all about? November the 7th on an arrest warrant for heroin possession. The bust was organised by Hull County's multi-agency narcotics squad. Oh, the man's MANS. Oh, dear me. At the home of Albert Lee Scott and Samantha Ann Shagru. I like that. In the 2000 block of... Dang, just dox them live on air. Inside the home, agents discovered about 20 grams of heroin packed in multiple bags, approximately 5 grams of meth and all the rest of the party pack. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, should be just say no, kids. Just say no. Or else there's a chance you may start looking like that. And I know people will hate me. Oh, Kev, that's a shame. You know, you can't say that. No, I can. I can. She's messing about dealing heroin and things, folks. She's a police chief's wife. What's she doing? I bet you he is absolutely mortified, right? Mortified. And I suppose, in the end of the day, like I say, if nothing else, this here should be used when educating our own children. Yeah, because I believe that should be done by parents as well. Yeah, cool. It's cool that school probably brings up drugs and brings the police in and everything else and get their talk. I don't know if that's how it happens in America. Happened over here in Scotland. And well, I'll tell you what happened the minute they gave us our Just Say No talk. I'll tell you what happened. It's the first time I had ever seen drugs and it's the first time I'd ever become interested in them. Because I was being told by the cops and the police and the teachers, can't be going near this. And it was like, honestly, oh, now this stuff here, you smoke that, and they were basically telling you how to take it, what to take it, and you try telling children that are like just coming into teenage years and things that you can't be doing this and stuff. Like I say, I think it's more effective if the parents take charge of that kind of thing and actually act like parents and sit the kid down. And me and Anne are very, very, very lucky that way again, because touch wood, you know, Kevin growing up never had an interest in anything. Cigarettes, the wacky backy that I'm into. In fact, the opposite, very against it. Now, he also said he was against alcohol, all right, until the weekend. But he was out with his mum at a family do, so I cut him a little bit of slack, you know, because he's 17, he's getting a big boy now, and he's with his mum. But yeah, for somebody that was never going to drink, let me assure you, he was pretty drunk, Henry. So yeah, but again, you know, a laugh and a joke. I'm not meaningfully being cruel to the lady in question. You people know this is how I roll by now. And with a radio face like mine, it's not as if I'm shaming her in any way. She quite equally say, well, look at the state of your face. And I'd go, exactly. It takes an ugly to know an ugly, right? So it's all good. It's all good, Anne. Everything's happy. It's not like I'm like an 8 out of 10 or anything. I'm batting off a level 3 or 4 out of 10. All right? Right? I done okay with you at a 5. You know what I mean? Aim high. She only just got that one, folks. Oh, come on. If you're going to hit me on the stream, at least use the shoe. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, folks, listen, I know it's been a bit bizarre today. All will become a bit clearer on Sunday when I have a nice sit down, like a fireside. Will we have Kev's first presidential fireside chat? I don't know. It's just Jonesy keeps going on about Trump having fireside chats. So maybe I'll pimp out the stream with like some burning logs in the background and we'll literally have the fireside chat, right? How's that sound? I think that's pretty cool. That could be a laugh, yeah. The chief will be down some serious dollars. Yes, indeed. Amanda says, I love the name Kimberly too. My daughter was called Kimberly. A great name. Big shout out to your daughter, Amanda. We've got Brett in there. You're talking about somebody being dead from the neck up. It could be absolutely anybody that I know. Oh, brilliant, John. John Nelson. Brilliant. How did I not get that? Is it a meme? It's a meme. Is it a meme? Will we take a look again? Is that a meme? I mean, the mullet. The mullet went out. Like, when did the mullet go out? Is the mullet still a thing in America? Come to think of it, I've seen a few mullets in America. Anne. Is the mullet still a thing in America? Do they still like get the mullet cut? If you do, Americans, really, ditch the mullet. It's not a good look. Definitely not a good look for men or females. No. Yeah, exactly, Cricket. Exactly. Exactly, Lich. Why do you think I'm hanging on so long? I'm shitting myself to leave the stream, the amount of abuse I've given Anne today. She's going to absolutely leather me. No, she's not. Not toxic. I'm the boss in this house. I wear the trousers, Anne, right? Something like that. So, folks, listen, I'm going to be back tomorrow. Taking the night off tonight. And thank you, Lance. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. And, yeah, I think we do. Actually. Before we go, you can't just throw "man" out there without going "man." Full moth man. Here we go. I'll find it, folks. I'll find it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I've got you guys and girls covered. See, I don't just say guys anymore. Very inclusive. I'm proud of myself. I really am. I'm making an effort, so I am. I will find the moth man. The mullet still survives in Florida. Oh, Lich, love you, Lich. And remember, it's not a show. It's just us chilling. We just come here because the world's lost it.
No, we're not doing credit. You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call.
It is ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
It is ma'am.
Look at his face. It's the first time I've ever seen the dude behind the counter. I've been usually too busy laughing at ma'am. Look at his face. That is the face of somebody that has just realised that they're in Woketopia, Idiocracy, IRL, Woolandia, Upside Down World. The kind of place where...
It is ma'am.
Yeah.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, what?
Oh, Mary. Oh, where have you been, Mary? Oh, we celebrated International Pronoun Day here on the show. Yes, indeed. We celebrated that. Oh, you've missed some good streams, Mary. If you like the fact that there's people like me out there who ridicule this whole identity crisis that people are having, you're gonna love being back here now. You really are.
Once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir.
What? I said both of you? How does that mean both of you? This poor guy, don't you feel bad? Do not feel bad. You called somebody who was born a man and looks a man, sir. There should be no expectation on you to realise that this thing has got some identity crisis going on. Stand your ground, son. Stand your ground.
Once again, it's man.
I actually said both of you guys. It was general.
Right before
Both you guys. What's that all about?
beforehand, you fucking said, sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
He's pissed off at getting called sir and then wants to take him outside to fight like a man. You can't argue with that. But it's all good.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I need your corporate number. Because I'm going to call them and talk about how it's misgendered several times in this.
Well, I tell you what, right? Here's what's going to happen when you call corporate. They're going to hear your voice and they're going to say, how can I help you, sir? Because you're a man.
Store. I need your corporate number now. Get it for me now.
I'm going to ask you to calm down and stop cussing.
Give me your
Stop
corporate
getting
number.
picture on property.
Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man. Because quite clearly I am not.
Yes,
No, we're not
indeed.
doing-
Yes, indeed. Always fun. Always fun. Surely not.
And we tried to get more information on that.
Videotaping me. Did you ask my permission?
Do I need your permission?
You do. I'm in the medical field, and you do need.
Why is that? Is that like a HIPAA violation or something?
Yeah,
It is?
actually, yeah.
What? Can you tell me how does the
I'm
HIPAA
not
laws
gonna
work?
talk on camera.
Well, it's a free country, isn't it?
But no, the
But
thing is,
you have to
Hold on.
make me sign a consent form to videotape me.
Since when?
Because I'm not committing a crime.
Well,
Listen,
do you know what a First Amendment right is?
Listen.
Let me ask you.
Listen.
I just want to have
You're
peaceful
being
con-
a ball buster. I asked you to put the camera down. You're
It's a-
violating my civil rights. How
No,
do you know,
how am I-
How do you know,
do you
that
know what
I'm
our
not
civil
a
rights are?
witness?
I think it says that we're getting another ma'am. It says we're getting another one, folks. I can only go with what it says. Surely it's not mistitled.
Witness protection program.
Well, I just don't. I can't read
You're-
mine. I
you're
can't read your
standing-
thoughts.
You're standing on public ground, and on public
No,
ground,
hold on.
you have to create your own privacy.
Yeah, no, but let me tell you. You just said a key word. It's a free country, right? What's your First Amendment right? Freedom of the press, freedom of speech, which means I can record from a public area all I want. So I don't need your permission to film.
Now, what happens there in America, folks? I don't know how it is in America. When you go from outside in the public area into a building like this, is there anything there about filming? I don't know.
Hey, listen. Tell this guy to get this camera out of my face.
There's nothing they can do about it, ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir.
Okay.
Tell this guy to get this camera out of my face.
There's nothing they can do about it, ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir.
Okay. Ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir.
Okay.
I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir.
Okay.
Oh, I give up. Oh, give me strength. Mothman, and I'm a sir kissing up a tree. Kissing. The birds and the birds and the bees and the bees. And everything's messed up, and we've only got generations to live. Ah, Jason, yes indeed. Ah, yes. There's a ma'am for every sir in this world. There really is. And if there's nothing else to take from this stream, folks, always remember that there's somebody for everyone. And it doesn't matter what Kev Baker says you are on the scale of ugly to good looking. You're all beautiful. You're all amazing. You're all awesome. You're all the reason I need to come back here time after time after time. We'll have laughs, we'll have cries. We'll definitely have more laughs. But I tell you what, I love doing this with all of you. Long may it continue. And I think we're just at the start of something really, really special here. And again, thanks to all of you. So whether you're a ma'am or a sir or a boy or a girl, it, they, he, she, it, Snoopy, Dopey, I don't know anymore. I'm out of here, folks. I'll be back tomorrow. And I will be on the lookout for more. I'm not a ma'am. I'm a ma'am. I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir. Alison, you just need to ask, sister. It was, right, do you remember I had the really cool, I can't even show it, but do you remember at one point I used a really snazzy graphic and it was like a big bit of black goo and it would like, there'd be arms coming out of it? That was satanic symbology, and the fact that I'm getting as mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. God damn it. That was blasphemous. So that's why we lost a couple of guests. I know, right? I know. In the grand scheme of things, really. Hey, in the end of the day, the Kev Baker show's still here and it's still open to anyone that's decided to not come on the show because of my satanic symbology. I know, go figure, it's ridiculous, right? But you see, that's how things can infect your mind, folks. Does the Kev Baker show ever come across as satanic to you? I don't know. Maybe it does. Or maybe just people see what they want to see. So definitely this time, bon voyage. We're out of here. And I'll see you back same time, same place tomorrow with Scotty Lopez. And you know, it's going to be just as crazy, just as fun, and just as good later. Remember to check out my good friend Brent Thomas, Paranormal Portal. Oh yeah. No Brandy, we're not that. We're not that. For one of those to emerge, the cult, you would need a leader. And trust me, I ain't no leader. We're all equals here. All of us. Might be my name on the door, but in the end of the day, it's just somewhere we're all equally welcome. Nobody's better than anyone else in this world. That's one of the things that they try to hide from us. We think these people that we see on TV and these so-called politicians in power, that they're more important than us. They're just the same, folks. Everyone's equal. Everyone equal. Until next time, I'm definitely out of here.